You're gonna keep this forever and ever, and then after high school, you're gonna be like, I remember those two.
Yeah. Represents how fragile and broken my foundation was with my tuties. I made a very bad impression by coming late to our first meeting. This set the tone for the first few tutoring sessions. I'm nervous and passive. If they were doing something to hinder the tutoring, like texting, I would be too afraid to intervene. However, an eggshell can also provide nutrition to a plant. Like that, I was able to redo the wrongs I made with my tuties as time passed. I became more confident so I could nourish the growth of my tuties by understanding who they were and what their needs were. A light. To me, it represents the light my tuties were to me and the light I was to them. Tutoring was a win-win experience. For myself, I desired to be a light to guide them by modeling the way. This could mean anything from being in perfect uniform to making them diagrams so they can understand the problem. They became a light to me by teaching me the vital interpersonal skills I lacked. This includes patience, confidence, understanding. Use interpersonal skills for anything. So this was a very important experience for me on that. To me, it represents the tutor's role, a guide. In order to be a guide, I had a mission statement. It was to guide by enabling others to act. As a tutor, I was not there to teach new material, but to help the tutee understand the content and help give them skills to achieve success. These skills can include organization, study habits, and focus. My tutee used the sticky notes as we got as gifts, as agendas. I gave her the idea, so that was me enabling her to act. A leaf. To me, it represents the growth of my tutees. As a tutee, I can give my thanks to a well-developed personal learning profile. I got to build this by knowing my peer and her needs. I dedicated some time to understand who she was through conversations and her needs through material and content. By understanding them, I tried to work on helping her develop in those areas. For example, a tutee of mine was afraid of participation and speaking out. Now she confidently participates at least once a day in class through verbal run-throughs we talk to and pep talks so I can encourage her. A bird. To me, this represents me letting my tutees go. Soon, we will have to say our goodbyes. This is so important. We even spent a whole session with Miss Balfour discussing the subject. Before I could say goodbye, I had to reflect and make sure I really did help them in a way. Because if I didn't, all this tutoring would be in vain. I'm confident that I catered to at least one of their needs, so I can let them fly freely. A camera. To me, this represents the different paradigms I had and what my tutees had. At first, it was hard to come together and talk because of our different personalities and outlooks, hence the camera. But after using the conversation circle a few times, we found a common ground. Eventually, we were able to talk normally and discuss things. We shared the same view during our tutoring sessions, like looking through the same lens by talking and sharing our paradigm. Shoelaces. To me, this represents the unique individuals I had to tutor. Like shoelaces, each individual has a different strength, personality. Even though shoelaces don't have a personality, it can be reflected by length and color. So, I learned you cannot tutor all your tutees the same. That is why it is vital to get to know your tutee, their personality, likes, dislikes, and their needs, like their multiple intelligence, learning styles, and weaknesses. For one of my tutees, I realized that she was a graphic, abstract learner. So I would always give her examples and diagrams to follow. A box I painted with my tutees. To me, this represents unity between myself and my tutees. By painting this box together, we sharpened the saw together. The heart, for example. By painting this, we had a nice time together, laughing and chatting from things such as school to family to plans. It was a subtle thing, but this box represents a sense of community, relationships we built. This box represents the heart each tutie had, and I hope I encourage their hearts to academically succeed.